How beautiful are those sounds? It's about 8 o'clock and I've just got to the New Forest. We've come on a little bank holiday weekend away. I couldn't be more excited to be back here. It's a lovely little place. I love seeing all of the wild horses about. And yeah, what a beautiful time to get here. Chris is cooking brekkie. Just where we've parked the van, found loads and loads of violets. These are a beautiful little wildflower. These violets have got quite a few names. The Cuddle Me Flower, Kiss Me by the Gate, Three Faces Under a Hood, and probably many, many more. They are traditionally seen as a flower of mourning, probably because of this little hanging head that they've got. And in Victorian times, widows who were in grievance used to transition from black to violet depending on the stage of their mourning. The Romans used to adorn the graves of children with violets, and they were often given as funeral gifts as well. This is a very apt find for Easter. Found a little egg. We just found it down at the bottom of this tree, and I can't see any nests up here, but we think it might be a song thrush egg. It's got this lovely little mottled markings on it. So perfect, isn't it? This is a cool little find and one that I've not seen before. This is the bog beacon, and it grows in water or in puddles, in damp spots, in ditches, in bogs and things like that. And it's a saprotrophic mushroom, which means it's a recycler, and it feeds off of rotten leaves and mosses and algae in the water. And it's a really, really cool little fungi. It's bright orange, and you can spot it a mile off. Chris actually spotted it first, and yeah, it looks really, really cool, isn't it? There's lots and lots and lots of wood sorrel down here, and these are the first little flowers that I've seen of the season. These are absolutely delicious. They've got a nice little citrusy kind of kick to them. The leaves are edible too. They look a little bit like clover, but they've got these cute little heart-shaped leaves. Tiny, tiny little hairs on the leaf there. But yeah, beautiful little plant, and definitely give it a try if you see them out in the woodlands. Chris has just found this cute little patch growing in a tree. How sweet is this? It's a little flower hiding behind that leaf there. Really pretty. Chris has got his binoculars out and he's trying to see that white stallion in the background. We've just found one of the white horses. So it's quite common to see what looks like orange peel fungus in the woods turning out to be actual orange peel. This is a cool one. This is the British soldier's lichen. And lichens are a mutually beneficial relationship between 2, sometimes 3 different organisms. And they're really important because these can actually grow on bare rock, and they help to dissolve the rock and turn it into tiny little pieces of soil. We've just found this little tyre track puddle, and it's got loads and loads of little tadpoles in it, look. How nice is that? I hope it stays wet enough for them here. There was a big rain last night, so hopefully this will stay deep enough for them for the next couple of weeks. It just goes to show how incredible nature is and how it will always find a way, no matter what, even in A little puddle from a tyre. Chris loves lifting things up. It's nice little mycelial threads down here. And some sort of ants. What are they doing? Working?
Yeah.
Chris is asleep in the van at the moment, so I've just come for a little walk. And it's really, really boggy from the rain. And I left my wellies underneath the van last night, so they're soaking wet. So I've just got my silly little running shoes. And yeah, not the best terrain for them. I need to watch my step. But yeah, it's beautiful here. The sun's out again and the birds are singing. And it's really, really beautiful. It's a lovely light. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. And these lighter nights are so welcomed. Oh, look what I just spotted. This is really cool. This is, let me focus. So here we go. This is the green elf cup fungus, and it's super interesting because there's not many instances where you're able to distinguish the species just by mycelium alone. Just found an even bigger, even darker bit. And this dark colour in here is due to the presence of a blue-green pigment called xylindine in the mycelium. And it's not just on the surface either. The colour permeates all the way through the wood. And if you're familiar with woodworking, you might know this is spalting or spalted wood. And this is actually quite prized in Tunbridge, in Tunbridge Wells in Kent, where I'm from. And they used to use this for their woodworking or their furniture, and they used to call it Tunbridge ware. And they used to put pieces of this into their other piles of lumber to hopefully infect it and get this lovely kind of colour in. So this is the larch tree, and all of these young little tips here have got a really delicious kind of lemony, citrusy, zesty kind of flavour. But these can be pickled as well and turned into like a little syrup, and it's a really useful little plant, the larch tree. I love the way this moss is kind of like dripping and oozing down this tree. Looks like a can of paint's just been spilt from the top. It's really boggy down here, so Chris is finding its own roots. I stupidly left my wellies under the van last night and they got soaking wet. So now I've just got my stupid walking shoes, which isn't the best. You right? There she is, our little house for the night. We're just on our last little walk before we head back to Sheffield. And we've come for a little walk. It's a lot drier here. It's a lovely little place. Another day, another ridiculous pair of shoes. My running shoes got wet as well yesterday, so we're on to the final pair. We've just come to this new little spot. I don't know what it's called, but it's really, really nice around here. Some of the trees are massive. Chris loves finding ants' nests. And we saw a crazy one yesterday that had like, it looked like a piece of wood had fallen in it and all the ants were swarming it. I've never seen so many ants in one spot. And they all started running up my leg.
It's got loads of beetles all in its poo.
Oh yeah. Look at them all. It likes to eat beetles. Good spot, babe. There's moss. There's a little stream here. It's got lots and lots of... Oh, don't fall in, Danny. It's got lots of water mint growing in it. Oh, it smells so strong. Water mint is a delicious type of mint, but you should probably cook it or wash it really thoroughly in boiling water before eating it, because there is a chance of liver fluke, which can make you sick. But it's got a delicious sweet kind of smell. There's lots of it in here, look. And it's running all through the water here as well. Chris has got his binoculars out. Doing a bit of bird spotting. Or maybe he's looking for deer, I'm not sure. It's a lovely evening. God, look at that light.